sensation. Fresh, fresh, fresh. Yo, that's
Hey, yo, what up?
What
Hey,
up? What's going
yo,
on?
oh
Welcome
man,
to Fresh Convos. We got my
thank you
man
for having me.
Seed Popular.
Thank you for
Seed
having me.
Popular.
Thank you for
What
having me,
up?
bro. For sure.
Say
Yeah,
what's
man.
up to everybody up in here
What's
and
up to
who's
the
coming in.
people? Thank you guys for joining. I know, shout out to my brother for making it perfect, promo material. Chakra Ashram. You know.
CHAKRA.
Um,
Big up to CHAKRA.
but yeah, thank you for all the CQ people coming in. I know Derek is live right now, so I appreciate you guys. But yeah,
Word.
let's
Let's
get
start
into it,
this.
man.
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, tell the people where you're from. Where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from what was called Zaire, so it's now the Democratic Republic of Congo. But I moved as a toddler to DC, so grew up in Northwest DC. So that's really, I guess, what I call home because that's what I remember the most. You know what I'm saying? So DC,
Right, right,
for
DC.
sure, Northwest
Word.
DC.
What inspired you to be an MC?
Man, I mean, I was just a fan. I mean, growing up in DC, like my pops was always he always had like Motown records and stuff like that. But my cousins from New York, they would come down with like tapes of like hip hop, and so we used to listen to a bunch of hip hop growing up. So just listening to I guess hip hop on the radio, and DJ Fransky had a radio show that played the hip hop, and just the sound of hip hop just
Right.
made me want to be an MC. You know what I'm saying?
Like, who are your influences
Back then it was
back
like
then?
I was big on Houdini back then. I just like the way that they mixed the melodies and along with their flows, so that like they were smooth with it. But I also
Right.
liked people like Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic Three. Songs like that. Stuff caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I came up on. UTFO too was a big UTFO was big on that, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I
they
love
the
ETFO.
whole Roxanne battle, like that
Hmm.
that really intrigued me into into wanting to rap and all that, you know?
How did you get your name Seed?
Well, my name is Seed. I'll just leave it at that.
All right, so there's no like meaning behind it that you have for people.
Well, for me, it means like patience, because when you think of an actual seed, right, you have to plant it. It has to be watered and nurtured. It takes time to grow. So I try to like use that as my name. With everything I do to be patient with it, and just take my time and let things grow and be fruitful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Expand and grow to
Name
fruition
the
like this.
name the groups
Sorry.
that you've been involved with.
I mean, early on, I was part of a group called Dark Nation.
Okay.
Initially, it was called Dark Nation. We were really inspired by like all the pro-black music that was going on, so our name kind of reflected that era. But later on, we changed it to Hibernation because we were being slept on. And we recorded in what we used to call the cave, so it all was perfect. So yeah, I was part of Hibernation, but I was also in a group called Dark Side with my partner Shag Drifter, also known as Rome.
Rome.
So yeah, I was part of the Dark Side in a duo, but we were part of the bigger group, Hibernation.
What is
Yeah.
hibernation? Like, what was when you guys formed hibernation? What did it mean?
Well, I
Like,
mean, Hibernation really came about with it was just a bunch of high school friends. That's how I look at it. You know, obviously I went to the same high school as my older brother. Um, we also had a producer, a couple of producers in the group. We had Bridge and we had Cyrus. So we all went to the
big up
same high
Bridge
school.
Cyrus, word.
Yeah, big up to Bridge and Cyrus. We all went to the same high school. But I believe it was Cyrus that also knew Randy, RUB. So you know, we all just connected. We all used to hang out, and you know, the music just came after, man. We all just clicked, man. It was just a vibe, man. That's
So
all the best way
basically,
I could put
everyone
it.
went to school together,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
A
you
lot of it
didn't
was
go to your
just based.
school. But like,
A lot of it was just based on, you know, the high school. You know, shout out to High Point. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we birthed a lot of dope MCs, man. A lot of good MCs came out of. Yeah, it was Bridge. Bridge definitely connected the dots with Randy. So yeah, it was great, man. Randy, he was from another school in like Laurel, I believe. So that was like
that's real
I won't say
dope.
a rival school, but it was just in a different jurisdiction. But again, we all just connected, and it just felt like we knew each other for a long time. You know, we did the same thing, we freestyled the same way, we rapped the same way, so everything was cool, man.
That's dope. Whoever needs to hear hibernation needs to hear it.
It was a moment,
Somehow.
man. I'll tell you. I'll
It
tell
was
you.
that moment, like
if,
that moment.
if,
What
if
was
you,
the year? What was the year like when you guys
oh, when we
started?
came,
What was like, yeah, what was the year you started
oh man.
recording and stuff like that with hibernation?
I mean, I when it comes to me right now, I'm thinking early '90s, so maybe like
Early 90s,
'91.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe like '91 or something. Like, you know,
Okay.
we were recording. Like, yeah, it
So if
was.
you imagine like that time, the sounds of that time in the
Yeah.
90s,
Yes.
yes.
We were
So like
highly
hibernate.
influenced by. Yeah, we were influenced by, you know, the tribes, the De La's, you know, that's the kind of vibe that we were on. But we were also kind of into like Onyx, whatever was popping like in the early '90s, we were down with
Yeah,
that. Naughty by Nature, Onyx, definitely Tribe and De La, leaders of the new
right.
school.
What was your involvement with Freestyle Union?
All right, let's take it to. So first of all, if you don't know what Freestyle Union was, it was like a collective of MCs in the DC area who got together and we just had freestyle sessions, rhyme sessions, like weekly. I feel like it was every Monday. I might be wrong on that, but I feel like it was every Monday at
Right.
HR 57. And my involvement, I mean, I went there regularly. I was a regular participant, but shout out to Tony Blackman. She definitely put me on to a lot of other opportunities from the Freestyle Union because some of the time they would go perform at certain venues. So she would invite like a small collective of people, and I was fortunate to be one of them. So definitely shout out to Tony Blackman on that. So yeah, I would say I was a part of the demonstration of what Freestyle Union was when they took it on the road or took it to showcase in other places. So yeah,
That's
my
so.
involvement
Yes, big up to
def-
the mother, Tony Blackman,
yeah, for sure.
actually for putting us all on. You know,
For
that's
sure,
dope.
for sure.
What were the recording sessions like? Do you remember your recording
Uh
sessions?
yeah, I mean like I was saying it was all just a vibe. It usually just started with the beat, you know what I'm saying? It always starts with the beat. You just producer just lays a hot track, whether it be Bridge, whether it be Rub, or rather be Cyrus. They just, you know, put on a dope beat, and we'll just vibe out for hours. And for some of the time, it was just like we're having conversations, we're ordering pizza, whatever. But then when it's crunch time, it's crunch time. It's like, all right, we need like 4 verses. I need a verse from you. I need one from you, and one from you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it was always just I want to say freestyle. You know, we kind of like never planned to have a recording session. It was always a jam session. Is my
Right.
point.
That's dope. That is dope. What is your U Street memory?
Man, U Street.
U Street.
There was so
You know-
much. Go ahead.
Well, whoever
I'm sorry.
doesn't know what U Street is the street in DC we used to congregate.
U Street
Go
was a
ahead.
very artistic street in DC.
Yes.
All the small cafes, and you would find the poets and the people freestyling, like I was saying earlier. So there was a lot of memories on U Street. I mean, to be honest, like there was so many nights that we just stood on U Street, just standing outside on the corner, just kicking, you know, just kicking it, you know, with everyone. Wow, I see Terrence in here. Shout out to Terrence. Yeah, no, we were just kicking it. So memories, let me think of like State of the Union, right? That was on U Street. So there was a lot of classic memories at State of the Union. I remember like having performances there, and one in particular when I was hosting. I know you were there. When I was
Yes.
hosting, and Boo Boo the Fool and the All Star Swim team were performing, and it happened to be raining. I think that day there was a leak on the stage, so there was a bucket in the back, and
Right.
the bucket was getting filled up. It was a large, it's like a trash can size, and it was getting filled up with water. And of course, the performers, Boo Boo the Fool and the All Star Swim team. So they have a song called "Get in the Water," like. Everything that could have went wrong went wrong. Like whatever you thought could have went wrong. So I'm hosting this event, and then someone said it was a leaky pipe. But yeah, so it was basically a bucket collecting all of this water in front of the stage, and you know I'm announcing this group, and I don't know, somewhere in their rap and freestyle they just decided to dump the whole thing of water right on the stage, and of course the mic short circuited. Everyone was yelling for me to drop the mic so I don't get electrocuted. It was a crazy time, man. But that's just what happened on U Street, man.
Yeah.
Events like that can happen.
And mind you,
Sure.
Boo Boo the Fool is just one MC with like 30 to 40 people on stage.
It was like one MC with the whole Wu-Tang Clan behind him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You mean the 36 chambers?
Yeah, he had the 48 chambers behind him, man.
Like that was,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah.
That's great you shared that, man.
I mean, I'm still traumatized from that because of mic short circuiting and everyone just yelling at me like, no, drop the mic, man. You might get electrocuted. I was like, oh, man, all right. Guess the show's over.
What local groups have you been, like local from DC groups have you been listening to?
Oh, man.
Or Benny?
I'm really, I guess I'm partial to the people that I came up listening to. So I definitely like anything related to like Cornell West Theory and what I think is called Dirty Church, what Tim is working on right now. You know, I like their music. And definitely, you know, I support BI, man, Black Indian. Shout out to Black Indian. I like when they, I think him and Tim, and also her name is Kenilworth Katrina. She's dope. She's dope. So she was on a song called Tap Water Babies, or a group called Tap Water Babies. But that song was fire. And you know, so I support, you know, I support those type of artists. Definitely like Renell too.
Big up Renell.
So yeah, these are people that I'm listening to. You know, keeping the ear out. Artemis too. Shout out to Artemis. So
Word.
yeah, for sure. So if you want people to check out, I would definitely recommend Cornell West Theory, Dirty Church, and you know, Renell, Black Indian. Listen to Black Indian for sure.
Okay.
Yo, what up, Neen? Back to you.
How were you introduced to the AMPHBN Collective?
All right, well, that takes me back to the Freestyle Union because The Freestyle Union
Yeah.
was really where all the people that rapped came, religiously on a Monday to just cipher out and be heard, freestyle or written. They were just out there vibing and freestyling. So from that, you just started to click with certain people that you felt closer to. And I
Right.
feel like that's just the way that I don't think it was even called the Amphbns, but the people that we were hanging around definitely became known as the Amphbns because, obviously I had a good rapport with your brother. Rest in peace,
Yes.
Philly. So it was just the people that you vibe with. I mean, your brother. I met you. Shout out to Khalil. All the people that were around that time and the producers, Trevor Goodchild, uh, you know, Slim Cat 78 from the last episode. Like everyone just had a cool vibe. So we just hung out. I mean, that's how I was introduced. It was definitely the Freestyle Union.
Definitely.
So
We
that's what brought us
were like
together.
friends.
Yeah, that's
Super
it.
friends.
It was a brotherhood. It was a brotherhood for
It's a
sure.
brotherhood. Definitely. Definitely,
For
man.
sure.
What made you move to New York?
Um, Me personally, so I always just wanted to be in New York. Like it's one of those things like bucket lists. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. So it was always in my plan, but the timing of when I moved to New York was just based on me ending a job in the DC area and my ex-girl at the time, she was also moving to New York. So it just worked out perfectly where, I
Perfect
could
time.
move in with her, we could share an apartment, and the timing was just right. So I went with it, man.
You moved to
Never looked back.
Brooklyn, right? First.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I was in Washington Heights for a very brief period first, and
Okay.
then I moved to Brooklyn. Yeah, I moved to Brooklyn,
You were
and
still recording music then, right?
yeah. So I moved. Yeah, I moved like right after the towers fell.
Right.
Yeah, I was still in the mode to record music. I think I had you over a couple of times for some jam sessions. Uh, uh, but yeah, it was still a time. I was still into it at the time. I hadn't completely lost the bug to rap, but yeah, I was still recording for sure.
Okay. So let's talk about your infamous Seed album.
Oh, the
I
album.
know you got it
So
near you. You got it near
so
you,
again,
right?
yeah, of course I do.
See, look at
The
that.
album
I
was
told
called
y'all he got an album. He
the
got it
album was
out. See
called
that?
Heart. Again,
Art?
the album was called Heart. Yeah. Um,
Was
and
it
it was
self-produced?
yes, it was entirely self-produced. And at the time, I was still in the mode of the crew. I never really produced stuff on my own. I had producers in my group. I was just an MC, or I only MC'd. I didn't produce. Um,
Right.
but this is something I taught myself to do, or my brother also helped me learn how to produce tracks. So it was something, I was just doing it for fun. But, I did get some encouragement, again, going back to my ex-girl, because at the time, I was living with her. So she was encouraging me to just put together a project. And
Right.
I felt at the same time that I needed to put together a project because so many years, there would just be freestyle tapes or just throwaway tracks, and they wouldn't go anywhere. So I felt that I need a solid project. Um, and
So
I'm sorry
yeah.
to the people, you cannot find this album. This was a self-produced
Wait,
album.
wait, wait.
I
Unless you're in Korea, because that joint was
Unless you're in
#1 in
Korea.
Korea. They
So
got
yeah,
that pressed on vinyl and tape and 8-track.
when I produced this album, after I produced this album in 2003, I traveled to Japan, and yeah, of course I took some product with me to Japan, and I left some copies at some consignment stores, sold a few copies out there, but that's it. I went to Japan and that was it. But of course, years later, looking online, I see my album getting sold in Korea. I'm like, wait, what is that? So, I mean, it's great to see how the journey goes. You know, you put it out there, you never know where it's going to end up. And yeah, I would love to re-release it, but
Yes.
I did heavily sample on this, and
He
I
doesn't
don't
want to
know,
get sued.
I got to get the sample clearance. There's a
Yeah.
lot of big popular songs. I think I sampled Luther Vandross on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's big name samples on here, and of course, it was like a mixtape to me. But I put it out as an album, sold it for about
Yes, we
$5
will
a piece.
I mean, I think Seed will re-release it, or we will re-release it.
Yeah, I
Somehow.
mean,
It'll be
I may
re-released.
it may be re-released with different beats because we might just need to get different beats. Oh, someone said they can help me
See?
clear the samples. So
Yeah,
yeah, let's see if
Spirit. Big
we
up
can get that.
Spirit for that.
Yeah, word. Yeah,
Word.
there's
All
bootleg
right.
copies floating in Korea for sure. But
So who haven't heard that album is really dope. I've heard that album for a long time, since 2003. Yeah,
thank you,
man.
thank you. And I actually found someone tagged Seed Popular in on IG. I don't know, it was like 2012 or 2013, and they had a picture of this album, and it shocked me because again,
Was it
I
a
know I only
Korean dude?
no, it's not a Korean dude, but when you produce something yourself and you know how many copies you printed up, you never really know the reach of it. It feels a little different, but I definitely appreciate all the love that it's gotten. But yeah, that came out in 2003. That's 17 years ago.
That's
So
dope. That is dope. Word.
salute.
So what is Rule 4080?
Oh, I'm glad you segued to
Yes.
that. I mean, Rule 4080 was again. Let's continue on the journey in New York. That's when I reconnected with other DC people, my brothers, Joey Too Fresh and Langston, Chop and Shoot. You know what I'm saying? So we really just started as we were a blog, but we were also just industry. We were industry party crashers, is what we were.
Yes.
Is really how it was birthed. Um, we used to just be at every party, every open bar party. And we just used to take pictures. So, or you used to take pictures. So that's how it was really birthed. But it definitely developed into a platform where we can promote the artists that weren't getting promoted. We could
Right.
put a light on the DC artists that weren't getting the shine. And again, because we were in New York, we had access to more parties, more people, more. We just had more connections.
We
So I
ended
felt like
up
that.
we ended up covering a lot of events. So
Yeah,
basically,
sure.
like, of course,
Fashion,
we
art,
would, yeah.
fashion, art, and music. We were there.
So
So
it was more than just promoting artists. Like,
right,
I thought we were invited to a lot of exclusive parties. It was amazing.
definitely,
A lot of a lot of drinks,
definitely a lot of
open
drinks. But
bars. But
yeah,
no, I'm meeting a lot of people, meeting
for
so many
sure.
people in the
And
industry. It
and
was dope.
and some of our early content came from attending Tony Touch's regular weekly party, the Toka Tuesdays that used to be held at Sutra. So that
Sutra.
was initially a lot of our content was being at Tony Touch's party. So we would get
Hmm.
pictures of the guest DJs that he would bring, whether it be like MC Light or a D Nice even, or
Yeah.
we had pictures of a lot of people just by going to that weekly party. And R.I.P. Voodoo Ray, man, because he definitely put us on to get access into those parties all the time, man. Just let us
Yes,
right
man.
in, man.
Do you
Salute.
remember our first artist we covered?
Man, again, another RIP, Nipsey Hussle. we covered Nipsey Hussle when we had no clue who Nipsey Hussle was, because
We thought he was Snoop's cousin.
first he looked like
Yeah,
Snoop,
yeah, he
and
looked
then
like Snoop. Yeah.
the single that he was promoting, he was rapping over the crisscross beat. So we were all
Hmm.
confused, and his name was Nipsey Hussle, like Nipsey Russell. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, wait, what? But fast forward, and he was a viable artist. Like, he was a real dude. He was a real stand-up dude. And even the
Right.
connections we got from that night that we covered it. I remember his management reaching out to us and, you know, pretty much opening doors. Like, whatever you need, man, just let us know. So, yes, shout out to them. They were a
Word.
cool team, and it shows that they put in the work and got it done, man. But R.I.P. Nipsey. Yeah,
Word.
we definitely.
What is the future for Rule 48, do you think?
Well, again, thanks to this whole quarantine period, I'm trying to revive it just to really capture those moments that we already captured, and really just repurpose it, refashion it into a timepiece. Like, look at this that we accomplished, because it is a lot that we accomplished. And at the time, it
Yes.
was more microwave. Like, all right, we got to do this week, we got to do this party, we got to do this party. But after you take the time to just sit back and like look back at all that we've done, it's incredible. It's remarkable. Like,
Yes.
you know,
I
every
mean,
now
there's
and then I
some
go
people
back.
that are around, some people, some businesses
Exactly.
that aren't around anymore, like
Yeah.
Echo. Remember the Echo parties?
I mean, we came up in the blog era where,
Yeah.
it was competition. I mean, there was a lot of competition. I heard Stuff Fly People Like just shut down, and they had a 13-year run. I believe it's 13 years. So, yeah, shout out to them, man, because they started around the same time we did. I know that, um,
Right.
when they launched. So, yeah, it was real competitive. Everyone had their own lane, but they motivated us, you know what I'm saying, to continue. So, yeah, we covered echo parties, complex parties, uh, any type of party, man. We were there. It doesn't matter if it was alcohol launch, a fashion launch, an art exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just had to be in the party, and shout out to everybody, man, that put
Word.
us on to all those events back then. Salute.
Definitely. Living in New York, what has changed from your life in the DMV?
Um, well, I think DC or the DMV was just slower. So when I moved to New York, it became more of a hustle, more of a grind to figure ways out of just making it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
every day is a struggle, man. Every day is a hustle. You gotta find another way to make it. And the people that, we connect with, everyone that you talk to that we met, either has like side hustles. Like, they'll tell you their day job, but then they'll have like 3 or 4 side hustles. So if you just have a day job, you feel a little, you know, unfulfilled that you don't have a side hustle as well. So New York
Right.
just definitely gave me that spirit and drive to just keep going, man.
That's the same. That's the same with me. It changes you because like the
It
hustle's
does.
different, the speed
It
of
does, for
life
sure.
is different. I mean,
Everything is
well,
unapologetic.
yeah,
It's unapologetic over here.
definitely
Um,
is. It
So I know
definitely
what they
is.
mean when they say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Because you just get a different mentality by being here. Because there's so many people wanting the same spot that you got, whether it's a
Right.
job opportunity or whether it's just a spot in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants the same thing.
Yo, tell people what OBKLife is.
Uh, OBKLife, again, it
Come
goes back to
on.
the parties, man. OBK stands for Open Bar Kings, and
Open Bar
and
King.
you know Open Bar Kings, and that's myself, and there's a few other members, but I don't know if they want to be named, so I'll keep them, anonymous for now. Shout out to the OBK members, they know who they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
I
Open Bar
didn't
King
make it,
Life.
by the way.
Oh, no, no. I
I
mean, that
didn't
that's a
make it,
good
by the
thing though,
way.
man. It's okay to be a lightweight, man. It's okay.
You know,
Not
it's all
everyone,
right.
but OBK Life. I mean, it's really it's really a lifestyle. Like this,
The lifestyle.
we really created rules behind it. Like, you know, if you get an event, you know, you gotta RSVP early, show up early, be on time. If you go to the bar, don't just get one drink. Get as many drinks as you could possibly get at that time, because you don't know if you want to go back. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of rules to this thing, but it really it became a lifestyle. And yeah, there's OBK members for sure. West Coast and East Coast. We got them.
So when do you think Seed the MC became Seed Popular?
I think after the completion of this album, man. I feel like this album was just a milestone. It's something that I wanted to get out of my system. And then after that, you know, I just transitioned to just being Seed. And Seed Popular is, you know, obviously still an MC name. It's been my MC name. But Seed Popular is more of the Rule 4080 guy, the open bar king guy, the guy that you see outside and at every event.
The person we know now.
The person you know now, for sure.
Yes, for sure. That's what's up. So what have you been doing to keep yourself busy during this pandemic?
Definitely a lot of my time has been taken up partying with a lot of folks that are in the comments, man, in Club Quarantine.
That's the next question. Like, what is Club Quarantine?
Club Quarantine is heaven, man. I mean, it's where it's D Nice DJing on his IG, but it's become so much more. Like it's a family, man. It's everything, man. I've met so many people through Club Quarantine that it's unbelievable.
How did you connect with D Nice?
Well, I mean, we connected with D Nice back in the day when we were covering all those parties with Rule 4080. Nah, he didn't forget, man. Like, it's just, obviously he moved to the West Coast and things were different for him as well. So he has to tell his own ride. But obviously when he was in New York and we were going to all his parties, I mean,
yeah,
it was very regular to run into him, to see him, to say hello to him, whether it be one of his private events or if he was DJing with the originals or doing a Toka Tuesday or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, we would see him. And again, he's a cool guy. He's a humble guy. I appreciate him. But when he pulled me up on his live, which was, you know, a couple months ago, man, I wasn't ready for it. I mean, I had just finished a day of work, literally just logged off, and I was listening in to all the conversations because he had the CQ meetup, the first time he did the CQ meetup. So I was just listening in. I had my phone on the side, but you know, I had my earbuds in. I was still working. Oh, yeah, I had my earbuds in. I was still working, and I was listening to Spice Adams. And then all of a sudden it stopped, and I look at my phone to see why it stopped, and I see the message request to go live. So then I went live. Unprepared, but you know, salute to him for doing that, because after he did that, you know, my Instagram definitely gained a lot more followers on that day, and hasn't been the same since, man. To be honest, and spent a lot of time.
Dope.
No,
explain to the people what the tangerine emoji is.
Tangerine emoji.
Yes.
To be honest, I'm going to keep it real. Like, I was in Neen's. I wasn't even in Club Quarantine. I was watching Neen's, Go for Neen's. She's in here. I was in her live, and she was talking. I mean, we had a conversation going about cocktails and drinks, and I was literally eating a tangerine while I'm chatting. So, you know, the first thing I said is like, oh, the cocktail's going to be called Tangerines, because her name was Neens, and I'm eating a tangerine. So I said Tangerines, and I said, you know, it's a cocktail with like tangerine and vodka or something. I don't know. I made it up. But it went from that IG back to Club Quarantine. And, you know, I do eat a lot of tangerines in real life. I mean, especially lately. I think they're very refreshing and delicious.
I mean,
Um,
show me your shirt. Go ahead.
well, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead,
There
show
you
him your
go.
shirt.
No, no, I'm not. But no, I put the link. The link is in my bio. But you know, yeah, I printed up the shirts. But yeah, shout out everyone putting up tangerines right now. I love it. I love it. But not tangerines have become my greeting. I put the tangerine up and the OK sign, and you know, I think that was birthed from another CQ member, this girl Xtina. I think she came up with the tangerine and I don't know. I mean, it was another CQ member that came up with it, but I use it as a greeting. So if you see me throwing up tangerines in CQ, you know it's from the heart. I mean it.
Word. Let's go back. Pre-COVID, what were your
Yes.
some of your favorite places that you would go to in the city?
Pre-COVID, I mean, I I used to have a favorite bar. It's no secret. I used to call it the OBK headquarters, Open Bar King headquarters, and that was Libations in Lower East Side on, I believe it's Ludlow and Rivington. So yeah, that used to be my spot, but that actually closed. I want to say May of 2019. Um, so that closed down. And then after that, it was hard for me to find another place to be a regular at. But
Hmm.
you know, you could have caught me at Off the Wagon,
So
catch me at
basically spots on the Lower East Side.
Lower East Side. Yeah, mostly you would catch me in the Lower East Side. So Off the
Word.
Wagon, Hair the Dog, Pianos. You know what I'm saying? Those were my stomping grounds. Um, but again, usually I would be at an event. So, and the events, you never know where they're going to be. You know, you
Right,
get the
right.
invite and it says it's in Central Park in a private mansion. You know, that's where you go. You know,
Red Bull Space.
the Red Bull Space. That was a good place. That
That
was
was a
definitely a
good
good
place.
spot.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I think a lot of those
yeah.
places, well, some of those places have closed down, right?
Man, I mean, especially after COVID, a lot of places closed down. Some closed down temporarily because I know Pianos said they closed down temporarily, but there's also some that have closed down permanently. So, you know, when I get back out there, I don't even know what's going to be left open to go to.
Right. What would you pass on to the youth for someone like for some that want to do what you do, either as an
Uh,
MC or as a social butterfly?
to be honest, I would say just do it, man. I mean, it sounds really cliche. I know it's Nike's slogan, but I look at myself mostly as an introvert. Um, so yeah, being out at these social whole see popular thing, it's an image, you know what I'm saying? That's like it's became who I am, but you know, normally I'm in the home chilling, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with being in the home chilling. So this whole quarantine hasn't really taken me off kilter.
But
Although I was
you weren't an introvert because you were out all the time.
I'm saying at heart I'm an introvert, but
Okay.
clearly I became a social butterfly. I see Robin, I see you, I see you. She is the social butterfly. Robin DW. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah, I love being out, but at the same time, I'm very comfortable being at home,
Right.
being in the quiet and peace where I can just come up with a lot of ideas because I want to get back to writing poetry and doing art. So yeah, my advice for people would just be just to do it because we're not promised tomorrow. Like for real, like I've suffered a lot of loss, especially during this COVID time. I just keep hearing about more and more people passing. So it's like, why not just do it? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's
Um,
it. I just want to motivate people.
right. So do you think that's the future of Seed Popular? What do you think the future of Seed Popular? Let's say if all this surprisingly goes away, right? The virus and people are going out. Do you think that you'll start up again as far as the events go and stuff, or will you take
Um,
another path?
I definitely think I'm gonna take another path. I've learned a lot in this COVID quarantine period, and I've been motivated by a lot of people. I mean, just making this T-shirt, something that I normally wouldn't do, but you know, I did it, and why not? Thanks to Sydney for encouraging me to
Word.
do it, and Ernest. I know they motivated me, pushed me on the live that I was on. I feel like it was last week, but
Look,
you know,
you gotta show the people your image there on the T-shirt. Go ahead, stand up.
I'm not
Stand
gonna
up,
stand up,
man. Come
man.
on.
I'm going to lower the camera so they
Okay,
can
lower the
see
camera.
the
See that?
love, the
Love.
love,
And don't
love.
forget there's the
But
seed on the bottom. There's the seed on the bottom
yeah,
of the
it
love.
says love seed. But yeah, the link is in my bio if you want to get a closer look. I put it on there because you know you have to try and fail and then you know then succeed. So I'm doing it. I'm giving it a go, and I'm only gonna improve. So that's where I see my future. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna improve and
Right.
work on you know
So do you
developing
think
this.
Seed Popular more than so is Seed Popular going to be a brand for say? Are you
It,
branding your
it
lifestyle to like
I
your
mean,
name?
unfortunately,
You know.
C Popular just became a brand on its own, man. It just happened organically, whether I chose it or not, man. Like a lot of things, you know, I'm really surprised about the tangerine thing just going the way that it's gone. Like literally, I was just eating a tangerine and I made that joke in Alive, and it just grew to what it is now, where I have merch. So yeah, being associated with a tangerine, it's a start. But yes, I'm going to continue to build this. See Popular will be a brand. I'm going to develop it into other things, and that's the mindset that I've gotten out of this quarantine time. And definitely listening to Derek D Nice. He's been a very motivational. Like oh, getting messages. Sorry. Yeah, he's been very motivational. Even when he's DJing, he'll say something that inspires me. Even if he's telling his own story that he's been in the music business for like 30 years, and you know this moment is different than any other moment before it. So yeah, you know, like I'm trying to use every moment to make the most out of it, and that's it, man. We're really just living to leave a legacy, and you know, it's like I would ask everyone, what do you want your legacy to be?
Right.
So
So are there any events online that people can catch you at, like on IG Live, or go on? Do you go on live
I
to
do
speak
not
to the
go on
people?
live. I do not go. I have gone on live, but no, I haven't created anything regular. Again, there's so many people going live, and I enjoyed their lives. So it's like I want to be a fan more than more than I want to be the leader of the talks. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, but I'm gonna do something on my birthday. I'm still figuring it out if it's gonna be Zoom. A real Zoom, or I'm going to use IG Rooms, which was suggested from Fadia. So I'm going to give IG Rooms a try. And yeah, my birthday is the end of this month, so I'm going to send
See,
out the
there you
link
go.
to people. To
Virgo.
people, and yeah, Virgo season. I
It's
also
Virgo
have Virgo
season.
merch available.
You
So
see,
yeah,
that's really dope.
shout out to all the
So
Virgos.
tell people where they can find you online on social media.
Just go to Club Quarantine. I'm there. No. No, you can find me at Seed Popular. You can also find me at Amphbns, AMPHBNS. Follow this page. So yeah, these are the pages. Also follow Rule 4080. You know, So these are all the pages where you can find me or stuff that I'm involved with. So yeah, support that.
Word up. So yeah. Any shout outs? You want to give any shout outs?
Man, shout out to the whole CQ family in here. I see Dr. Camille. I see so many people. Creed, yeah, Creed. I definitely have to join. I have to join your live. No, I was on Creed's live. I believe it was, I don't know, maybe last week. But I was eating. I was in the process of eating, and she was trying to get me to go live. I couldn't do it at that moment, but I'll definitely come on live with you next time. So I apologize for not being able to join at that moment. But yeah, I was really just trying to catch what people were talking about.
Word.
And yeah, shout out to Wayusi as well, man, because he motivated me this morning. To just go ahead and do it.
To the real YUC.
The real Wayusi, not the
Yeah, man,
not the one who
fake, not the
not
fake
the one who hacked
YUC.
him. Yeah, shout out to Ren. I see you, Ronnie. Yeah, I mean all the CQ people. But yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, definitely. This is Fresh Convos. You just heard it from my man SEEDPOPULAR. You'll be hearing more music by him soon.
Oh, really?
Hopefully he'll.
Did I say that?
Remember, you're in some Amphbn songs, so yeah, man. Yes.
But I mean, we haven't spoken about any songs that I'm featured on.
See.
Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion.
But hopefully you'll hear music, and then hopefully he'll re-release Heart.
Heart.
Yes.
Heart.
Show the album.
I made this.
Heart.
I made this from my heart. This was my blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears, man. But yeah, it was. It was a time. It was a moment, man. And I'm thankful that hip hop brought us all together, man. I mean, that's how I connected with you. Met so many great people doing hip hop. So or freestyling at HR 57 or just that time period, man. Just that time period. It brought a lot of creative minds together, man. I'm very fortunate for all of that. And obviously I'm fortunate for CQ because this whole family has been a blessing, man.
Yo, thanks to the CQ family for coming through. And thank you for doing this. Check out Fresh Convos episode 6 with Khalil. Next on Bad is Khalil. So check that out. And check out SEEDPOPULAR on all his platforms and stuff. And hopefully you'll hear the music soon. And get the t-shirt. The t-shirt. You got to show the t-shirt, man.
Get the t-shirt. Love. Tangerines. Seeds.
Check his IG page. That's on your IG, right?
Yeah, I put it in the bio. Link should be in the bio. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you, D West. I see you. Dr. Westini. I see you. Aisha the Blacks.
Yo, peace
Thank
to
you for promoting this.
Peace to Jessica. Peace to Spirit. Everybody who's up in here.